Coming to you today from Portland, Oregon, on the banks of the beautiful. Now it's ended up.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed, something special, David. Thanks. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. They've got Marjanovic, Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Maxi Kleber, and it's Porzingis in its center. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Here's Doncic. Here's Marjanovic. Porzingis trying to get free, and that one's good. Marjanovic. Tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the court.
Good.
I mean, you literally want to dislike your opponent.
His free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
Here's Doncic. Buries the 7-footer.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard dishes to Nurkic and finished off by Nurkic.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
Two very easy points right here. Doncic against Lillard. And it's Doncic missing.
That's a shot they're always happy to give, even when he blows the finish.
Powell, the pass to Nurkic. Doncic with the steal. Kleber kicks to Doncic. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans.
Oh, that was a strong dunk.
That's how you go home. Oh, it's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Doncic passes to Kleber. Outside, Porzingis. Doncic outside. Clock at 6. Back to Porzingis. Dallas keeping it alive. A fresh 14. And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Powell for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
Here's Doncic. Marjanovic passes to Doncic. Outside, Porzingis to the paint. Here's Marjanovic. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Lillard misses.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
A pass to Porzingis. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And putting his long arms there to good use. Porzingis has a large catch radius on those alley-oops.
Here's Lillard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Lillard's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now, here's Doncic. Back to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Oh, man, challenging the defense inside with the pass. That's just good ball movement.
Doncic against Lillard. Now, here's Doncic. D right on him. Good work there as it goes. 6 points for Porzingis. 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. Lillard scanning the floor. He feeds it to Nurkic. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And it's in there.
whether he's creating for himself or spotting up, Lillard's jumper is whizzing.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. They trail by 3. Shakes him, and he lays it up and in.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking. Good work defensively by Richardson. For Dallas, they've gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. They get it back. Stolen by McCollum. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break and the dunk by Powell.
Now, realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Here's Doncic. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display.
I don't fear nobody. And, you know, if somebody...
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, how many coaches say, we want to start fast? Now, let's see if they can maintain that intensity.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, Burke is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Hardaway in at the small forward spot.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Jones kicks to McCollum. Anthony on the wing. Pass to Simons. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Pass to Brunson. Back to Burke. Here's Powell.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
It's his first trip to the line. The free throw drops for Powell. So he gets them both.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Here's Simons. Makes it off the glass. Simons has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
Here's Cauley Stein, and it's off the back rim, no good. And GA, even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
McCollum outside. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Burke, the pass to Cauley Stein. Inside, taken away by Anthony. Fast break, here come the Trailblazers. McCollum with the ball. Trying to find Cantor, gets it to him. Here's Simons, down low. And Cantor throws it down.
When you pair Cantor's strong frame with the scorer's mentality, you get a guy who loves it.
Runs in the pass to Cauley Stein. To the inside. Brunson kicks to Hardaway. Good work defensively by Jones. Trailblazers leading by 3. Here's Anthony. And the shot is good. Anthony's got his first points in this one. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
It's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Norman Powell's checked in for the Trailblazers. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. That's a 2 from Lillard. No good with the wing jumper.
I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers, oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the D playing soft like that.
The defense tried, but Doncic gets through. Luka able to put a smooth release on the shot despite the contact.
Here's Powell. Kanter trying to free himself up.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Down low, it's stolen by Anthony. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Doncic outside. Outside, Redick. Offensive rebound, Mavericks. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. So for the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Little in for Jones. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Lillard way outside. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense.
Big man coming through. Love whenever Porzingis puts his head down and just charges hard towards the basket.
Porzingis with the steal. And a close game so far through the first 2. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 8 points and 2 assists. And that
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? Keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with.
Hard to believe Lillard missed out on a couple of all-star selections. I mean, in seasons where he averaged over 25 points a game.
And Marjanovic with the slam.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Oh, look at him fly!
The D has got to do a better job clogging up drops to the rim. Lillard is a terror when it comes to driving side.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can...
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Brunson's checked in. You know, when you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
And Maxi Kleber is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. A three from McCollum. That one doesn't drop. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Richardson attacking. And the shot goes in. Richardson's got his first basket of the night.
On the drive, Richardson looks unstoppable. Contact doesn't trip him up for a second.
Here's Simons. Inside, Nurkic. And contact on. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Derek Jones in for C.J. McCollum. Simons surveying the D. The dish to Kanter. Chalk up two there. Kanter's got 6.
Kanter is a single-minded scorer. Doesn't like to be denied, but he's got position, even dealing with a lot of contact.
Richardson the pass to Porzingis. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
A true inside-outside player. We know Kanter can hit a 3, but he's at his best closer in.
Brunson kicks to Hardaway. Pass to Cauley-Stein. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Here's Simons. There's the pass to Powell. 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Cauley-Stein.
Capable of being a defensive anchor. The key for Cauley-Stein is positioning himself to swat shots.
Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. Back to Brunson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Dallas shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
McCollum's checked in for Portland. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Simons. Brunson covering. McCollum outside. Fires from deep. Buries the long-range jumper. McCollum's got his first 3 points of the game.
And sometimes McCollum is automatic from there. You can't give him this shot if you're the deep.
Pass to CLA Stein. Anthony on the double team. It's stolen by Jones. And the basket by McCollum. McCollum's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This guy's just a gamer. McCollum, I mean, he really embraces taking on the defense and finding a way to finish.
It's stolen by Jones. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Trailblazers. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Mavericks trail by 7. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Dwight Powell is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Doncic. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Hardaway in at the 3 slot. Powell finds Doncic. Shot clock at 5. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Doncic against Lillard. Doncic with the steal, and it's the Mavericks on the break. Doncic leading the charge, and the dunk by Powell.
And we could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now, nerves becoming a factor.
Lillard attacking. He gets it in there.
Can't do a lot to stop Lillard. He's amazing at absorbing contact on these drives.
Covington with the steal. Here's the break. Up the floor. And he gets it to go.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
Yeah, but defensively, neither side has been able to adjust, and that's reflected in the score.
And the dunk by Powell.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
Knocks it loose. Powell with it. Lillard picks him up. But he recovers it. Powell kicks to Cauley-Stein. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Norman Powell's checked in for C.J. McCollum, and it's Simons in for Lillard. Dallas also making some changes. Marjanovic comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein, and it's Nicolo Melli in for Hardaway. And the dunk by Powell.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
Here's Simons. The shot's good. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
Yeah, it's taking on a different feel since the break. You can see how many more hustle plays are being made.
And that one's good. Marjanovic.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And it's Simons missing. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Powell. Rebound by Nurkic. Powell against Redick. Powell dishes to Nurkic. Covington passes to Nurkic. Kicks it to Powell. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Anthony on the wing. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. It's deflected. Nurkic finds Covington. Another shot. And it's Melli with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
McCollum's checked in for Portland. Damian Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. And Dallas with a change here too. Porzingis is checked in. Marjanovic passes to Porzingis. Here's Doncic. The offensive rebound. Porzingis on the foul.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
Lillard outside. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Gotta admire the passion Lillard plays with. He knows he loves having the ball in his hands.
Doncic outside. 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Redick. Count it! And that shot brings them to within just one.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, he approached that one with total confidence. He has what it takes to come through in the clutch.
Doncic with the block.
And not exactly quick off the floor, but Luka uses great anticipation to make defensive plays. Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
And the Mavericks making a change here. And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives them the lead.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
Now, Doncic. Got it!
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
6 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Now a timeout called by Portland. They're trailing by 1. 5 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And this is it, guys. Down 1. They've got just enough time to work it around for a good shot, and it better be a good shot because it's the only shot they have.
And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
And so the timeout here taken by Rick Carlisle. What do you think, guys?
And they have just enough time for a catch and shoot here. It has to be an immediate shot, though. That's their only hope.
Will count. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it. The sprawling metropolis of... And nothing to...
Hey, Kevin, the map...
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. We've got Kawhi Leonard. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the 2. And for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Richardson is out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. And the dunk by Porzingis.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
And last year, Dallas gave Porzingis the contract he was looking for to the tune of $158 million.
And Greg, credit the Dallas organization for believing in Kristaps Porzingis' talent. And now credit Porzingis, because you have to share shot attempts and usage with Luka Doncic. What has he done? He's concentrated on better rebounding, better rim protecting. This guy is all in on winning, and what a combination these two guys can be.
Here's Jackson after Luka Doncic's bucket. Doncic with the steal. And no good that time. Excellent D there from George. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Jackson passes to George. Over Richardson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
See, I don't think you could teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleba. Nicolo Melli comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. Now, here's Doncic. Outside, Redick. From outside the arc. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
The focus, the precision. Once Redick gets any airspace to shoot the deep ball, he seizes on the opportunity.
Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Here's Doncic. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. But boy, that's a pretty good defense. Wow.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now, here's Doncic. Passes it to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Boy, what a display of toughness from Kristaps Porzingis. He's a rock down low.
It's George on the wing, covered by Redick. Outside for George. Drops in the tray. George has got 11. Greg, you were a feared ball hawk in your playing days, and I know you see similar players playing today.
No doubt about that, Kev. You know, Ben Simmons, a player at 6'10" with those hands. He's incredible to watch on that. How about Fred VanVleet, though? He's a guy, they say he's 6'1". I don't know. But he gets into you and competes, man. And that's the beauty of our game. You know, you can be as big as the trees and have a major impact, or you can be one of those little fellas, as they like to call us, and be equally as effective on the floor.
Like the Chris Pauls, the Patrick Beverleys, there are a lot of those guys that play the ball like you did so well. Yeah, right. Great players. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist from Batum.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
To the left side wing. To the middle. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes the break. Leonard kicks to Jackson. 1:14 left here in the opening quarter. George passes to Zubac. And the rejection by Marjanovic. Here's Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 6 points for him.
You got to remember that Luka Doncic is so much more than a shooter. He's got every shot in his arsenal, even amongst the trees in there.
George with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. 46 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And it's Melly missing. Here's Jackson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively, because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Redick surveying the D. And it's sent back by George. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. No good on the three. And Redick kicks to Porzingis. And now the Clippers on the break, and an intentional foul right there. Just 4 seconds left in the first.
If he's one thing, he's efficient in the paint. Rondo really good with the positioning there close to the basket.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've integrated.
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well balanced. This team lives it.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Marcus Morris is out there with Paul George. That's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Patrick Patterson, and it's Mann in at the shooting guard. And Richardson drops them both.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work, and it pays dividends.
In the corner, George with it. And it's George finishing it off.
I'll tell you, that's the speed of Paul George on the drive. Amazing attack on the rim.
And so they foul intentionally. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Leonard, he's checked in for Paul George. Richardson the pass to Kleber. Down low. Hardaway kicks to Kleber. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Brunson. The shot, no good. The Clippers go the other way with it. Outside Rondo. Back to Leonard. The Mavericks pull it in. And that's an intentional foul. Dallas making a switch here. Finney-Smith's checked in. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Richardson the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
If Powell's on the court, he's a threat to dunk it. Incredible athleticism.
And here's Rondo. Pass to Mann. Great D that time from Hardaway.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
And Doris, as if it were destiny, Kleber grew up in the same hometown as Mavs legend Dirk Nowitzki.
And this is a fun and extraordinary story to tell, because in 2017, Kleber texted with Nowitzki before signing with Dallas. But though they come from the same town, they didn't know each other until they became teammates. That's extraordinary. Well, speed, intelligence, touch. Kawhi Leonard has it all.
Richardson kicks to Hardaway. So it's Richardson with the jam.
It'd be nice if everybody took as much pride in his rebounding as he does.
You know what, Greg, he loves that part of the game, and it shows.
Well, but as defenders keep forgetting to box him out, he continues to just make them pay.
Man passes to Patterson. To the paint, clock at 4. Hardaway with the steal. The pass to Powell. Finney-Smith kicks to Hardaway. Powell, the pass to Finney-Smith. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Man, it's good on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 4.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backcourt.
Richardson the pass to Powell.
And born and raised in Toronto, Powell is part of a growing legion of NBA players who hail from up north.
We the North. How about upon arriving in Dallas, he became the 5th Canadian to suit up just for the Dallas Mavs organization alone. So college and NBA scouts spending more time there now. What a beautiful country with plenty of basketball talent.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Redick comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Doncic is subbed in for Richardson. Here's George, pass to Zubac. Now, here is George. Defense right on him. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Porzingis is checked in for the Mavericks. Jalen Brunson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. A nice shot by George. George has got 4 this quarter.
Well, they're winning largely because of this guy's play. He has been sensational.
Brunson against George. To the inside. Cauley-Stein dishes to Redick. Puts it up from 15, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
Outside for George. Three-pointer. Porzingis with the rebound. For Dallas, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. That free throw good from Porzingis.
I mean, the potential of Kristaps Porzingis, to me, could be terrifying as an opponent. This guy is an incredible big man with the ability to dominate both ends. I cannot wait to see what's next.
Kennard finds George. It's a tie game in Dallas. We'll see.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They didn't get more than a 1-possession lead. And that does it for our half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
His penetration was a real problem for them. And then, of course, the monster finishes at the cup.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks. Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. George looking around. Inside. Here's Zubac. Outside for George. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleber. Jackson against Doncic. Passes it to Richardson. Leonard brings the double team. Stolen by Zubac. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And for those of you tuning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Here's Finney-Smith. Guarded by Jackson. They grab their own miss. Marjanovic. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And an intentional foul right there. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Clippers. And George, here we go. Zubac kicks to George. Off target with his three.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
Here's Doncic. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, the length of Kawhi Leonard twice on the pipes with that 7'3" wingspan.
A different look for Dallas. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Josh Richardson. And then for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal. Has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
Doncic feeling it out. And good that time.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Rondo with the ball. Outside, George. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. George has got 18 points.
You've got to be prepared on the catch to release quickly, and Paul George does that as well as anyone in the league.
Here's Hardaway. Marjanovic kicks to Hardaway. But they'll get another chance. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason, I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Nicolo Melli comes in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. Shoots from 12. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Mavericks trail it. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. And then Cauley Stein with the jam.
Cauley Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Kennard on the wing. Back to Rondo. There's 1:38 left to play here in the third. And he lays it straight in. And the Clippers lead by 1. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him number 1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for, but at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Outside Rondo. Feeds it to Patterson. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
And the Clippers making a switch here. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Kennard. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The Mavericks leading. Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. It's stolen by Morris. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Kennard against Brunson. Kennard, the pass to Batum. Lays it up and banks it in. Batum's got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Brunson. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Well, this is a big part of what Dwight Powell needs to do. Battle hard on the offensive glass, turn those second chance opportunities into points.
And he's going up for the alley-oop.
Just throw it up there. Trill Will's going to take care of the rest.
And we've reached the end of the third. Mavericks lead by 4. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Setting the floor for the Clippers. They've got Ivica Zubac. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in at the point guard position. Both shots good from the stripe. Clippers trail by 6. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Now here's Zubac. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Jackson against Brunson. They get a hand on it. Leonard with the steal. Here's Kennard. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
And the Clippers making a change here. George is checked in. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Luke Kennard. Back to Brunson. Kicks to Powell. Yep, that one goes in there.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Clippers trail by 4. Rondo passes to George. Pass to Zubac. Count it, and the foul. That one on Richardson.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
The Mavericks shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Brunson against Rondo. Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. Stolen by Zubac. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. George finds Leonard to take the lead. Got a piece of it.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks, rises up and sends it back.
Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by George. George has got 20 points. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Here's Powell. The shot that time, not on target. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And he commits the intentional foul. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 on field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Rondo passes to Zubac. Leonard on the wing. Clippers moving the ball around. Now the pass to Zubac. Outside for George. Shot clock at 3. And it's blocked right out of the air and controls it. Here's Doncic. Tips it. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's a 1-point game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Doncic. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Josh Richardson's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Doncic. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. To the paint. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. That one drops for him. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
Embrace the spotlight, KP. Delivery in a big moment for Porzingis.
George against Richardson. And George, here we go. Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 4 assists in the game.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back. That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Doncic. And it's sent back by Leonard. Drops the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Marjanovic comes in for Maxi Kleber. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Jackson kicks to Morris. The drive by Jackson. It's good.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
Dallas making a switch here. Redick is checked in. The free throw drops for Jackson.
Oh, and he caps that off in style. He gets the finish with the harm. Huge possession there to extend the lead.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Doncic with it. Guarded now by Morris. Just 5 to shoot. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Doncic relishes the opportunity to deliver in big moments, and my goodness, embrace the spotlight, young man.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock. And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he is unable to get the second one. And the Mavericks call time here. They trail by 4. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
They need to score, and they need to do it quickly, but it is still possible here.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him, and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
Redick for 3.
Put it back up, put it back up.
No good that time. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. And coming to you today from Portland, Oregon, on the bench, both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the five for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the point. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at the center, filling out the middle. George with the bucket. We have an awesome backcourt battle tonight, Steve. Let me ask, are we in a guard-centric league right now?
We are, Kevin. I mean, we've always had great guards, and they lead you through championships with their leadership and their play, along with the big guy. But what's happening right now, Kevin, the big man is playing like a guard. The skill level of these 7-footers to be able to shoot threes, dribble, pass. So it does seem like a guard-centric league right now because everybody can play that position.
And it's good for two.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
Now here's Jackson. Drops in the layup for two.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Here's McCollum. Stolen by George. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That is his first foul of the game. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Over in the corner, Zubac. Back to Jackson. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
And Portland has possession. 4-point game. Lillard surveying the D. Basket counts.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
George with the bucket.
They have really found a rhythm here early. 4 for 5 to start this game.
And a deep three from Lillard. And the three off target. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Offensive rebound. Outside, George. Got a piece of it. Covington with the steal. And here's the fast break. Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And that was not an opportunity Lillard was going to let pass by. Getting down the floor in an instant and finishing on the break.
Now, here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
Pass to Nurkic. The dish to Covington. Back to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. Clock at 6. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Now here's Rondo. Guarded close. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
Here's Simons. Los Angeles leading by 6. Leonard kicks to Rondo. Morris, left side, to the middle. Clippers moving the ball around. And a wide open look for Rondo. No good off the back of the rim. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Morris with the ball. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Rondo looking over the floor. Low block shot on the way. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Rondo.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
A nice shot by Simons.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
Here's Mann. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
And that does it for the first quarter. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 8 from Portland. We're back in a moment. Before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He had this to say when asked.
I know that when the main guy.
I think he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
Anthony out there with Jones. Then there's McCollum. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Simons in at the 1. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Now Rondo. He feeds it to Patterson. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. Trailblazers trail by 8. Jones looking for an opening, and there's the feed to Kanter. Kicks it out to Jones. And here's McCollum for three. The rebound by Patterson.
Okay, that's frustrating. You work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
Trailblazers shooting about 42% so far. Here's Anthony. Pass to Canner. That shot, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Jones against Kennard. And here's Rondo. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Morris with the bucket.
An efficient scorer inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And a wide open look for McCollum. And Canner throws it down.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this league.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Man passes to Rondo. He's looking for Patterson and finds him. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Quick lick from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
McCollum outside. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
Really like watching Rondo go to work in the screen and roll. A genius who can thread the needle.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Norman Bowles checked in for Derek Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. Powell against George. Covington kicks to McCollum. Over Kennard. McCollum, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And George, here we go. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go. Covington's got it. The fast break chance. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Damian Lillard.
And part of what makes Dame special, he can pour it in working off the ball. Rare to see a point guard who finds points without the rock in their hands.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 8 points.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver.
Jackson down low, working on Nurkic, and he gets contact and the whistle. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And with those long strides, it takes Paul George no time to get to the rim.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Portland shooting their first free throw of the game.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Clippers with the ball. From deep, George. That shot off, and we've reached halftime in this one. Clippers lead by 7. And
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the... From the get-go, it was the Clippers who came out strong. They were able to stretch out their lead to... And...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. One half to go. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Powell against George. Nurkic with the block. Batum with the steal. Clippers moving the ball around. George looking over the floor. And it's George finishing it off.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Lillard attacking, and then Lillard slams it in.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard, that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
You're totally right. That can be a shot in the arm for them. A spark that turned things around.
Zubac the pass to George. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
First minute and a half of basketball here in the 3rd quarter. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Jackson finds George. Now Zubac. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take an almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Jones checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile 1 block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. And the Clippers making a switch here. George is checked in. 3-pointer, Lillard. Kanter kicks to Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Over Rondo. Again the miss by Lillard. Clippers leading by 5. Here's George. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Doing great things at the offensive end. 3 for 4 to start this half.
It's stolen by Rondo. Outside for George. It's blocked. And now here comes Jones leading the break. A nice shot by Simons.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
The Clippers shooting their first foul shot of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
And so he hits the technical free throw. McCollum's checked in for Portland. George dishes to Patterson. A shot's good on the assist by George. Patterson's got 10.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
It's McCollum with the drive, and the basket is good.
Now that's a great move to get to the hoop. Awesome finger roll finish.
The 3 from George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Kanter's got his 5th rebound in this one. Jones from outside. McCollum against Rondo. It's McCollum with the drive. The pass to Kanter. 5 on the clock. Out to Anthony. Releases. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Simons surveying the D. Trying to find Cantor. Gets it to him. Tries again. The rebound by Patterson. Los Angeles leading by 6. Here's Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
The dribble drive, yet another tool in Leonard's extensive arsenal, earns him a trip to the line.
So for the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for George. Outside, Jones feeds to McCollum. They double-team McCollum. Anthony on the wing. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. The Trailblazers have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. And the technical free throw is good. Powell, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. McCollum against Rondo. Fires from the wing. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from McCollum.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
15 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Good if it goes. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Los Angeles on top. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
So many good point guards in this league. So much responsibility comes with that position. That was a smart play.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Anthony is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's McCollum in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Leonard attacking. Good on the bucket. Leonard's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Los Angeles.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Morris outside. Now here's Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Comfortable inside, plus the 7'3" wingspan. Hard to stop Kawhi without fouling.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question, toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Carmelo Anthony subbed in for Robert Covington. Oh, that's blocked. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. Lillard against George. And Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's McCollum. And another turnover here by Portland. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. George passes to Jackson. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's George. And they pick up 2. George has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers.
So comfortable in pick and roll. Paul George is a top-level ball handler who consistently makes the right play.
Lillard against George. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on George.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just laying it in. He wanted to make a statement.
Jackson against McCollum. Outside, George. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 10.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Count that bucket.
How about Lillard just being aggressive here on offense? He can heat up quickly, just super efficient, and a high IQ score.
From deep, George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Here's McCollum. That shot is off. Excellent D there from George. They're running. Jackson looking around. And that one drops.
That quick burst off the pick allows Jackson to separate and get the look he wants.
Lillard against George. From past the arc. Oturu with the rebound. Clippers leading by 10. Outside, George. Pass to Oturu. McCollum against George. Sinks the three-pointer. George has got 21.
Yet another one for Paul George. He can pile up points without wasting possessions.
Not a lot of time left for the Trailblazers in this one. 1:09 left to play here in the fourth. McCollum outside. Portland no good that time either.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards. No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Clippers.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for George.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Some of the effort won't show up in the stat sheet, but I noticed it.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Lillard against George. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
And you gotta like that they found something positive here, something that maybe carry overs into the next game.
They put together some great possessions here at the end. It's a shame they could have used this run much earlier.
Taking no chances, they go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
And that's Dame showing that competitive side. Loves a good duel, especially from range.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easy. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. The city of Dallas. Welcome, everyone, to Noche Enabit. The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 slot. And for the Mavericks, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Doncic out there with Josh Richardson, and it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. Doncic with it, now guarded by Nurkic.
Defense as tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Yep, that one goes. And tonight, a battle between conference rivals. These teams, Brent, know each other very well.
Very few surprises for either opponent tonight in this game, Kevin. I think they actually send Christmas cards to one another. They know each other that well. Who is going to execute when it matters? That's going to be the difference.
So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. To the inside, Nurkic with the steal.
If you could stay active on defense, good things usually happen. Right there, quick hands helped alter what would have been a sure two there.
Covington's shot is off. Here's Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Now, here's Lillard down low. And Nurkic, the bucket on the assist by Lillard.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad. This is a solid opening quarter right here. Very active and creating a lot of good opportunities for himself.
Lillard attacking. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Richardson.
Just more and more complete appreciation for how complete the offensive game of Damian Lillard is.
Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. Nicolo Melli comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Passes to Melli. Here's Marjanovic. Makes it off the glass.
Two teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Powell with it inside. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The three from McCollum. The rebound by Marjanovic. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Covington kicks to Powell. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. 5 to shoot. Lillard misses.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Porzingis is doubled. Shoots over Powell. And too long on the shot. Here's McCollum. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Nurkic in the post. He's against Porzingis. Lillard, right side. Nurkic. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Here's Richardson. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, Richardson came in shooting threes and thought that might be the only thing he could do. He's no one-trick pony.
Powell, no one around him. Hits it from three-point range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Doncic outside. And that one drops for him. Doncic has got 6.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Lillard against Doncic. They get it again. Cullen passes to Lillard. Goes back up. Here's Nurkic. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Richardson gets a wide open look. Again, the Mavericks score.
Nice job, Richardson, playing now in the mid-range. That tells me his offensive game is showing confidence.
Pulls from the top of the key, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. 6 points for him.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by McCollum. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And the dunk by Powell.
Now, Lillard becoming better at staying patient, knowing that at any point in a possession, he can take advantage of somebody. That time he found the open man.
Doncic feeling it out to the middle. And Marjanovic with the slam. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Now Lillard. He's got 6. Pass to Covington. And here's McCollum for 3. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And still a close game as the first quarter comes. And we return to the second quarter, and Noche Latina specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the floor for Portland. At the 2 and the 3, McCollum and Little. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony, and it's Simons in at the point guard.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Kanter is a monster on the offensive glass.
Powell, no one around him. Now here is Hardaway. Not a lot of room. Brunson kicks to Hardaway. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Burke. Excellent D from Kanter. And Simons has got the ball here for the Portland Trailblazers. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Now, here's Kanter. And Kanter throws it down.
Great to see when Melo spots his open teammate. Good at noticing the overcommitment that time.
Runs in the pass to Powell. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Anthony. Here's Burke. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Greg is a point guard. What is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot, and you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well, but so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount. Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Burke. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Jones is checked in.
Using some brute force to take it strong to the rack. Kanter leaving nothing to chance.
Brunson scanning the floor. And Anthony sends it back. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. And here's McCollum for 3. Anthony, the pass to Kanter. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
The former Turkish star and 3rd overall pick in the 2011 draft, Kanter is still trying to become a dominant force at the NBA level.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Portland also making some changes. Robert Covington's checked in for Anthony. Norman Powell comes in for McCollum. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons.
Porzingis showing a little strength down low that time. You can't get upset at the D for being physical with him on that play.
The Mavericks have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
A big fellow with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
Now, here's Lillard. 6 points for him. Here's Cantor. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation. The Mavericks trail it. Doncic left side. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Here's Lillard. His shot is good. Scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
And it's good. 2 points.
Well, that's a patented move, I think, for Porzingis. Excellent with the catch and shoot.
Doncic against Lillard. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. To the right side. 6 to shoot. Shoots it up. No good off the front iron.
D giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
Porzingis, great positioning on the putback. Porzingis has got the lead up to 3 now for Dallas.
Yeah, this story in the second quarter much different than the one in the first. We're finally seeing some aggression.
Lillard against Doncic. It's Powell on the wing. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard against Doncic. And he makes that one.
Shot clock winding down there, and Lillard making a confident move. You saw the outcome.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Doncic outside. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Doncic. Porzingis has got 8 here in the quarter.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. And Doncic throws it down.
Energy. Well, that's what Doncic brings every night. That steal and basket can ignite a team.
Lillard attacking. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And just like you'd want to see assertive basketball.
He threw that one down, Greg, so hard you could feel the strength over here. Here's Doncic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Doncic has got 10.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarters.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. And that's a wrap.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. One guy who's getting it done is Lillard.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
They've got Richardson. Maxi Kleba is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
And there's the problem. Lillard just too quick and too shifty to stop cold on any dribble drive.
And here are the Mavericks now. The Blazers getting the bucket. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And you can see the mindset he has. When the game's this close, he's going to bring it at that end of the floor.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. To the paint, Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
280 pounds. I think Nurkic is well within his means to score past contact.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Now here's Lillard. He's got 14. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. For the lead, the putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
Yeah, when Nurkic goes across the lane there, hard to get him out of the way, and he collects the offensive rebound.
Kleba finds Reddick over McCollum and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Lillard against Richardson. Lillard attacking and finished off by Nurkic.
And Nurkic around there, big and right on top of the cylinder.
The Mavericks shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. Reddick passes to Kleba. Off target with the fadeaway. Trailblazers have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Porzingis is coming in for Cauley-Stein. And Luka Doncic subbed in for J.J. Redick. Jones checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. McCollum with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic. Out left to the wing. Outside, Jones. The 3 from McCollum. And the 3 ball is good.
CJ just so smooth and is a marksman from 3.
Doncic outside. And the dunk by Doncic.
And sometimes as a point guard, you gotta take things into your own hands.
Yeah, right. It's okay to be selfish when you have a chance like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. There you respect the decision-making from him out there. With nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area, that's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
Here's Kleba. Anthony against Richardson. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. And they're on the break. Nurkic with it. And it's Richardson picking him up. Oh, and here comes Porzingis all alone. The fadeaway. The rebound by Simons. Portland leading. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Feeds it to McCollum. And no good. Nice D from Doncic.
A struggle for him tonight, but if they can make this lead hold up, they can just chalk this up as one of those nights.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. So for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic, and Robert Covington subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. It's McCollum on the wing. 1:03 left to play in the third. That one good for 2. McCollum's got 5 now.
Now you give CJ that kind of shot, and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
It's Hardaway with the drive. Burke can't get it to go.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. The Trailblazers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Damian Lillard, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
It's good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here's Lillard. 14 points for him. To the inside. Kicks it out to Jones. Jacks up a 3. And Kanter throws it down.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lillard outside. He kicks to Cantor. Back to Lillard. From deep three-point range, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. That concludes the third quarter. It continues to be an exciting. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
It doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, we've got Yusuf Nurkic. Little out there with Anthony, and it's Simons in at the one. So it's Portland now. The Mavericks making the shot. There's the pass to Nurkic. And finished off by Nurkic.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
The shot by Redick, no good. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Mavericks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball after J.J. Redick's miss. Nurkic the pass to Simons. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Nurkic can't hit. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. To the paint. Knocks it loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Josh Richardson's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Here's Simons. Just 5 on the clock. Beyond the arc. The shot off that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. And now they decide to foul intentionally. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And so here is Dallas. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Now here's Lillard. He feeds it to Cantor. Lillard scanning the floor. The shot from the low post is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
Always an appreciation for Lillard and his build, just how rugged he is, along with that fearlessness.
Doncic against Lillard. Stolen by Cantor. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Powell and the dunk by Powell.
And this is what you love about the game. Superb defense, great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
And Doncic, here we go. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
And he's the one person that the coaching staff and the teammates love to see at the line in a tight ball game. You can pretty much bank on these.
Now here's Lillard. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. Good work defensively by Richardson. Here's Doncic. And they double up Doncic. Down low. Shot clock at 6. And Kleber slams it in.
Cutting into that deficit. Now well within striking distance.
Just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
Drains it from beyond the arc.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Here's Doncic. It's good. Doncic has got it all tied up now for Dallas.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Now here's Lillard. He dishes it to Cantor. Doncic with the steal. Kleba kicks to Porzingis. Stolen by Cantor. And now Portland on the break for the finish. And Cantor throws it down.
Well, he's made some big shots dating back to his playing days in Europe. Cantor coming through here in the clutch.
Pass to Doncic. Right side Porzingis. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a three. The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Lillard. After Luka Doncic's bucket, Cantor kicks to Lillard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Crucial possession with time ticking down.
He had an opportunity to take the lead on this possession.
It's good!
And maybe the natural-born leader that Josh Richardson is showing up in a big way.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Off the inbound pass.
Lillard operated.
And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. 1 second left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And with under 2 seconds remaining, they need something quick. Don't have time for an extra pass here, but they want to try for a three off the inbound play and go for the win. Definitely doable.
So it's an arrow victory for the Mavericks, pulling out the double. everyone. And before we...
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 players injured. One of their stars out. Something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. J.J. Redick is out there with Doncic. And it's Marjanovic in at the center. And for the Clippers, Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's George in at the shooting guard position.
Really easy to understand why many are high on Porzingis. This guy is a terrific offensive player.
And I remember when Doncic was first asked, who's your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Zubac against Doncic. And he makes good on the layup.
Doncic showing you his ability to finish. I really respect his aggressiveness in taking it to the hoop and handling contact.
Here's Jackson. Good.
Talk about a great start. 3 of 3 from the field to get the game going. They're cooking with gas, folks.
Doncic against Jackson. And Doncic. Here we go. And the dunk by Doncic.
Big time flush by Doncic. Man, this young fella really has a lot of game.
From deep, George hits the three-point bomb. George has got 5.
Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Luka Doncic again.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league. Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Jackson. And then for Dallas, Powell, he's checked in for Marjanovic. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for J.J. Redick.
You know, Rondo's highest priority is to get his teammates open shots every trip. I mean, that's what makes him go and endears him to his teammates.
Now here is Hardaway. He can't get that one to fall. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively. And he's been absolutely relentless.
Here's Doncic. Paul George making his last shot. Powell kicks to Finney-Smith. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Richardson comes in for Hardaway. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right.
Well, you got to love when Richardson gets the defense to commit and make a mistake there.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
2 points. That one goes.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Kept alive. Powell, the pass to Cauley Stein. It's Richardson on the wing. Inside, Powell. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Can't convert the two-handed jam. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Boy, Richardson has a sneaky mid-range game, folks. Keeps the defense off balance.
Now here's Rondo. Now the pass to Kennard. Back to Rondo. To the middle. Here's Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Here's Rondo. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He comes away with 11 points. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, they've got Richardson. Cauley Stein is out there with Dwight Powell. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3, the small forward. Outside, Redick, three-pointer. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Excellent confidence from Redick. Really good. I mean, taking his time, his form, textbook.
And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. The Mavericks also with a sub. Marjanovic checked in for Dwight Powell. And there's Paul George on the assist by Patterson. George has got 13 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
To the inside, and stolen by Patterson. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. It's good for the 7th time this game. He's shot 7. He has made 7.
And George is very good in how he leaks out in transition. Times it perfectly and really creates high percentage shots for himself as a result.
And stolen by Patterson. Poke loose. He's all alone. Here's Marjanovic. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his first foul. And Los Angeles with some changes. Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in for Luke Kennard. Dallas also making some changes. Porzingis is checked in for Cauley Stein. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Doncic, here we go. Again, the Mavericks score.
Well, the main weapon in Doncic's attack. He really excels at finding lanes and then taking advantage of it.
Outside Leonard. Passes it to George. Inside, Zubac. Outside for George. Pulls up. Gets some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. George has got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers. To the wing right side. Porzingis passes to Marjanovic. Lays it up and banks it in. Clippers leading by 6. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And here's George for 3. For Dallas, they've gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Count that one. Doncic has got 12.
Boy, a strong, versatile offensive player. Doncic capable of burning you from anywhere on the floor.
Jackson dishes to Batum. The 3 from George. It's rebounded by Dallas. The drive by Doncic. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor. 7 for 7.
And he has his fingerprints all over this first half. He is just shooting it so efficient.
Here's George. Score the basket for his 10th make. 10 for 12. 83% accuracy.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far. And when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
George against Redick. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Los Angeles. And then for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Josh Richardson. Brunson with a clean look. They get it back. Powell kicks to Doncic. Great D that time from Batum. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 4-point game. That one goes. Count it. George has got 25 points.
Boy, what a quarter for him. I mean, he's found his rhythm, and he's really riding that wave right now.
Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Outside for George. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein comes in for Porzingis, and Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Luka Doncic.
Well, you know, guys, we know Hardaway can score, but when he makes these passes, it makes him a lot more dangerous.
Now here's Rondo. 3 seconds left, and the rejection by Cauley Stein. Paul George, he's been the guy. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 27 points and
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of.
Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
Par for the course for Luka Doncic. Just one of those games where he's got it on cruise control.
And George, here we go.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Doncic passes to Redick. Left side Hardaway. Doncic against Jackson. Now here's Doncic. Tight defense on him. In, and his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor and looking for more. Greg is a broadcaster. Who have been some of your favorite personalities to cover?
Man, that's a great question. You know, most of the stars, I'm a big fan of Durant and Steph and LeBron and those guys. Chris Paul's another one that's a favorite. So many other guys, you know, there's so much more personality and so much more confidence these guys have working in front of the camera. I think that just makes for a better experience.
Somebody asked me the other day who was my favorite. You know who I said?
Who was that?
Greg Anthony.
Oh, you're just saying that because it's true.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for George. Then for the Mavericks, Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Richardson comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's Bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Well, it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4.
Clippers leading by 7. Rondo with it. Pass to Zubac. Over Cauley Stein. And good from Zubac with a sweet move. Zubac has got 6.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside. He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. There's the feed to Morris. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. And the Clippers lead by 8.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court. Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
And here's Rondo. And he lays it straight in. Rondo's got his second basket.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Brunson, good.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Rondo kicks to Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Cauley Stein grabs the board.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here. And guys, they know he's going to finish off the lob in style. Porzingis and his teammates connecting on target.
Mavericks trailed by 5. Now Brunson. That one's not going to go. 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Teardrop shot. He's off on that one. For Dallas, they've gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Cauley Stein. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Porzingis. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Josh Richardson.
You know, with Rondo's tenure in the league, he's been around now for over a decade and a half. He continues to give you flashes of that burst.
Cuts off the pass. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Marjanovic is out there with Powell. Then there's Doncic. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. Clippers leading by 5. And it's Rondo penetrating. The pass to Patterson. On the wing, Batum. He dishes it to Rondo. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Batum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And, you know, Batum certainly has the ability to score inside.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Clippers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
They do, and you also see a lot of points have come off the dribble penetration. They've been aggressive on the bounce at attacking the defense.
Here's George. No good with the layup. Mavericks trailed by 5. Paul George with the steal. Kennard finds George. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Doncic against Kennard. Got a hand on it. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's George. And he banks in the layup. George has got 35.
And, you know, once George gets on the roll, he's just absolutely relentless, showing you how dominant he can be when he gets hot.
Here's Doncic. Banked in off the glass.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
George passes to Mann. 4 on the clock. Now here's Marjanovic. On the wing, Doncic. Defended by George. Outside for Redick. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Zingas, he's checked in for foul. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Morris is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. Jackson dishes to George. To the paint. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. And getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Well, showing you some power there, fellas. I mean, nice to see Doncic get up and drop it in with force that time.
Here's George, and then George with the jam.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. 1:42 left in the 4th quarter. now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Zubats is checked in for the Clippers. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. This is a close game, as you know, and he sounded extremely confident. He told the players, don't let up now, fellas. This is when we make our move, right now. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops. And really a great job to maintain his composure. How about the body control there? Now he gets the and one and turns this into a two-possession game.
Richardson up top. He's covered by Leonard. Richardson, no luck. Clippers leading by 4. Leonard, the pass to Jackson. Zubats in the post. Guarded by Doncic. On the wing, Jackson. Offline with his 3. Richardson with it. George picks him up. Richardson kicks to Doncic. Down low. Here's Hardaway. Got it. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
George against Richardson. George, no good.
This isn't a done deal yet, but they have got to move quick.
They've got to go all out trying to force a turnover here.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Doncic. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And, you know, early on, Doncic has proven to be a leader. I mean, this guy is somebody that can shoulder the offense and take and make big shots for his team.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
And, you know, the versatile George does so many things well. High-octane player who I think gives you intensity at both ends of the court.
No good. So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it.